In better health today, the warmer weather will be here soon, and that means the kids are going to be headed outside to play.
That's great, but with the fun, there are also some non-fun things that we're going to have to deal with, like bug bites, playground falls, skinned knees from taking a tumble off a bike.
And as parents, you always want to know, what can you do to prevent these problems or handle them when they happen? We're going to ask pediatrician Dr. Angela Mattke.
She's the author of the Mayo Clinic Guide to Raising a Healthy Child. Hey, Doc, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for, and I want to thank you so much for including the same-sex parenting. That's even included in this book, so thank you so much for doing that. That's so important.
It is so important that we include all types of families, absolutely.
This book is, it's a nice Bible for all the different things, but we're going to focus on right now, a lot of the kids here in New England have been cooped up. The clocks have changed, and now it's heading back outside to the swing sets, the basketball courts, the yards with the ticks, and you don't really know when they come to you often what to do. So what do you think one of the most common mistakes parents might make when the kids come in with an injury?
Sure. So, it's really important, first of all, to try and stay calm. I've been in situations where my kids have gotten injured, and I sometimes forget that myself. So the first thing is to take a big breath, ask what's going on, assess the situation, and kind of figure out what your next steps should be. Remember, basic first aid care is cleaning the area properly with soap and water, or using some type of topical cleaning agent. And then, if you're concerned about a more serious injury, don't forget that there's resources that you can contact, like your provider's office, their nurse triage line, or even sometimes the emergency department, to help figure out, do I need to bring them in for more care, or can I keep observing this at home?
I remember I was a kid. I was like 8 years old, 9 years old. My neighbors were having a big party. My parents were over there. I fell out of a sycamore tree right on my head. My parents, they came running over. They didn't know what to do, but they eventually
Right.
took me to the emergency room. Is that the best thing to do with a head injury?
With a head injury, the first thing you want to assess it before you move them is make sure that they're safe. And if you're concerned about that, it's best to keep them straight and flat on the ground until emergency personnel can be there, because you don't want to be moving them if there is a cervical spine injury.
Okay.
We've been talking a lot about ticks here in Connecticut, and there's concern, parents want to be as natural as possible. They don't want to spray a lot of pesticides on their lawns, but at the same time, the kids are playing all the time out there. What's your advice to protect them?
Sure. Yeah, you guys have a lot of tick-borne illnesses in that area, definitely. So it's important that you first are, properly clothing your child. If they're going to be in long, grassy areas, make sure that they are wearing long pants and socks. And then the next thing you can do to protect them is make sure you are using an insect repellent that is shown to prevent tick bites or mosquito bites, whatever would be in your area. And then lastly, make sure that you're reapplying it as directed based on what type of insect repellent you're using. If you have questions about this, the CDC does have a great resource about which ones are most effective. I know families do sometimes want to use natural products, but there are products that are safe, well tested on children, and have been shown to prevent these tick-borne illnesses.
My mother thought the answer to everything was Neosporin. I mean, she had 19 tubes of it in every closet of the house. Is that still a go-to these days?
It is a great option to use, especially if you have a cut. So we also have it distributed all throughout our house for those scrapes and cuts to be applied. My kids have it in their own little medical kits that they carry around as well. So yeah, but the most important thing is cleaning that area first with water and soap. And if you're concerned about possibility of infection, or if it's a deep wound, applying Neosporin, which is a triple antibiotic application, is a really good idea.
Okay.
I'll see. The moms are right.
The moms are always right. That's the answer.
It's true.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Doctor. Dr. Mattke's.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
And then her book offers a whole range of advice when it comes to caring for kids ages 3 through 11. In her book, The Mayo Clinic Guide to Raising a Healthy Child, it addresses so many topics, and you'll be able to find it at your favorite bookstore.